This video is just to summarize and formalize what you learned in your investigation today.
This is a summary of what you should have discovered in the investigation today. So what you should have found today was that for any pipe cleaner whose length was shorter than the height of the would-be right triangle, if I were to drop a perpendicular line from C down to that, that side length, that changed depending on the length of the pipe cleaner. So if the pipe cleaner was shorter than that height, pretty obvious that you couldn't actually draw a triangle. For a pipe cleaner that was exactly the length of that height, you can draw a single triangle, and it also happens to be a right triangle. But there's no way to draw another triangle here because that pipe cleaner perfectly drops perpendicularly from the C vertex down to the undetermined length. For a pipe cleaner whose length was slightly longer than that height, but not longer than your given side, what you should have found was that you can actually create two different triangles. One acute triangle, and then if we pivot this pipe cleaner around here, you would have an obtuse triangle in here. Okay, so again, an acute triangle and an obtuse triangle in here. So there's actually two different triangles we can create if the length of our pipe cleaner was slightly longer than our height, but not as long as the given side. And finally, if the pipe cleaner was longer than our height and longer than our given side, you should see here that we only have one triangle that we can create. Because if we swing this around over here and try to create another triangle over here, it changes the angle, and this angle had to be fixed. Okay, so only one triangle for a pipe cleaner whose length was longer than the height and longer than the side.
So to formalize, in the case of the donkey theorem, SSA, if the second side you are given is shorter than the height of the right triangle, the supposed right triangle you could draw, there is no triangle formed. If the second side you are given in that SSA is the same height, then you form a single right triangle. If the second side you are given is slightly longer, but not longer than the first side you are given, you can form two triangles. And finally, if the second side you are given is quite a bit longer than that height, so that it is longer than the first side you're given, there is only one triangle formed.